So he said the scope is only of one thing, and that one thing is that scope is always of great quality. So no matter what you do, wherever you do, if you do something which you love and you're really passionate about and you're great at, it doesn't matter. The scope will come for you. And he says that the things which you think you're worst at are your greatest gifts. Look at them, refine them, and find your gifts. How does a bird get food? Everything. Do they have a bank account? Does anybody in the world knows the bank account number of this bird flying around? They find food everywhere. All these animals living in jungle. Do they go and store food for some reason? Do you really need the $1 billion? No, you really don't need the $1 billion. Money will come and find you when you need it.
Okay, should we go on?
All right. So I want to tell you the story of this friend of mine or mentor of mine or somebody I know. I went to see him and he told me his story that one day he was sitting in his home in LA and his house was his studio is a fashion designer. His studio was in Cher's house or somewhere near there. She had helped move Madonna her house. I mean, the kind of friends who would help you move the house, right? Your friends, very close friends.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of person he is, and he helped design clothes at Matrix movie. He gets a call from his best friend from Pakistan that, hey, buddy, can you come back live with us? I miss you. So he talks to his wife and he says, you know what? I think we should go back. We go back and live in Pakistan, and they're all settled here in LA and everything. And so they just moved. They just moved to Pakistan, and after 3-4 years, his best friend, which was turned out to be his grandfather, he died, and he died in his arms.
Wow.
And he was very happy that he was there for that,
Yeah.
and then he gave him a bath. You know, when you in our religion, when you die, you give them a bath, you clean them up.
Yeah.
It's done normally by a family member or somebody religious person. So he did it. He was very happy to do that. It changed his life. And then he says that one thing he thought of was scope. And he was very worried what will happen when he goes back to Pakistan, because he's all this accomplished fashion designer in LA. He's going back to Pakistan where there's no fashion scene for him, or at least at that part, there's no movies or metrics going on in Pakistan. What will he do there? And he said that this word's scope is very powerful, and we use it to scare people. And so he just came back, and because he was also worried that what's the scope in Pakistan. So he said the scope is only of one thing, and that one thing is that scope is always of great quality. So no matter what you do, wherever you do, if you do something which you love and you're really passionate about and you're great at, it doesn't matter. The scope does not matter. The scope will come for you. So everybody wants the best thing in the world, but he wanted to be near his grandfather, so he left everything and he went back to Pakistan. He lived there, and now he's one of the he's one of the top fashion designers in Pakistan, and he just opened up a new shop in Dubai. He's doing very well again. And he comes from a wealthy family. So again, he's like, so his father says, okay, we have this huge property. He goes in and he makes an art studio like you. He makes an art studio in a old warehouse, and all of middle of nowhere. And his father says, who is also his friend, says, well, let's break this place and make it into a plaza or a building or something, right? So he says to his father, what will I do with this, father? Why do we want to do this? Let's break it. Well, why do you want to do it? Well, we'll make a lot of money. So he said, what will you do with a lot of money? Will I buy 2 cars, one foot in one car and the other foot in one car? When I'm wearing really nice clothes, will I wear another clothes on top of these clothes? What will I do with all of it? I'm eating 3 times a day. Will I eat 6 times a day? What will I do with that money? That's the question which I have. And so he says that nothing, and he tells me this this poetry of Bulle Shah. So Bulle Shah says, Dekh Bullea, dekhte panchi हवा दे उड़ने ने. I'll say that in Punjabi, then I'll translate. देख बुल्लिया वेग दे पंछी हवा दे उड़ने ने. कदी किसी ने उड़दे पंछी भूखे मरदे देखे हैं. बंदे करते रिस्क ज़ख़ीरा, बंदे भूखे मरते हैं. Look, Bulia, his name is Bulia. Look, Bulia, have you seen the birds flying in the sky? Has anybody seen the birds flying in the sky? Has anybody ever seen a flying bird go die out of hunger? People collect food. People die out of hunger. So the point here was that no matter where you are, who you are, once you find what you're great at, and he says that the things which you think you're worst at are your greatest gifts. Look at them, refine them, and find your gifts. And once you become great at your gifts, money is not a problem. It just attracts to you. You will become a magnet. People will just come to you out of nowhere. Money will come to you. That's just something which is the weirdest thing in this world, which happens, which people are taught to forget. All these books and all these things, all these professors have taught us that this is the only way it works, but they don't show you or teach you the laws of nature. The law of nature. How does a bird get food? Everything. Do they have a bank account? Does anybody in the world knows the bank account number of this bird flying around? They find food everywhere. All these animals living in jungle. Do they go and store food for some reason? How do they find food? Why don't they die out of hunger? Why do jungles, don't finish?
Oh.
Why do they prosper? The only animal which if we kill all the insects in the world, let's say in 50 years humankind will finish. Everybody will finish. But if humans are finished, the whole world will flourish. Everybody else will flourish. So it's only humankind which is a little messed up, which is storing things which we don't know. You need $1 billion to start. Why? Do you really need the $1 billion? No, you really don't need the $1 billion. Money will come and find you when you need it. I have had friends who tell me money knocks on their door when they need it. Just comes. They don't even know how it happens. It just happens. And this is the law of nature, which we don't realize, and we think it's funny, it's weird. We cannot explain it. We don't understand it. But there are things we cannot see through our eyes right now. Nobody has seen God. Everybody is like believing in God. Why? It's a belief system, but it's a little broken. So once we realize that there is more to what we know of, then there's so many. We all believe that there are so many stars, right? And each galaxy is a star, and there are billions of galaxies. So come on. And what are we? We are less than, if you take a finger, put it in the ocean, take it out, the water which is on our finger, we're less than that, this whole world. And we're so proud. Oh, human beings, Americans, Pakistani, Indians, might. What the fuck? We're like, what are we? We're nothing. So once you realize your true potential, that you are Superman, you can do almost anything. And most people are told, no, you're not, till you do this. And then we will tell you are Superman. Who's we? Who gave them the power? You give them the power to tell you who you are. Take them back. Take the power back. You tell yourself, who are you? And once you take the power back from them, you don't have nothing. You can't do anything about it, right? So just take the power back. Take it to yourself. Follow your heart, for God's sake. Open your third eye. Another teacher says your intuition is your third eye. Once you make your intuition stronger and stronger, you will feel more things. You will listen to your heart more. More you listen to your heart, more you will be stronger of a person. That's what my learning is. That's what I'm following. Might not be true, because everybody else around me doesn't think it's true. So it's not true to them. And I hope they can realize the same thing, so they can feel or hope it's true. But I meet so many people who live like that, and they're fine. They're like those birds. All those people, all these monks, they're not allowed to work, right? So the monk cannot eat. If he cannot store food, he lives like a bird. He has this bowl. It's called a monk bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He will go knock in people's doors. If they get the food on one door only, He cannot go to the next door. If he gets food, he can eat. If he doesn't, he cannot ask till that day. He has to go back next day. And they're fine. They're alive, right? They're all over. I haven't never heard that a monk died of hunger. Why? How did that happen? They're everywhere. They're walking in jungle. They're doing this and that, and they're still alive. And we are so worried. Oh, if you don't have $1 million, I don't have the freedom. What freedom, man? You have given your whole freedom away, asking for freedom. What freedom? What freedom are you looking for? Why do you need $1 billion? Is my question. That's all I wanted to translate what I heard from him.
That's great. That's
Right.
Rehan telling us take the power back.